Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to our Sunday night reading of The Residual Life by Michelle Schaefer. For those of you network marketers who are really, truly serious about growing your business, this book is a really good read. It really possibly, hopefully, can clear up any information that you may have received that was, confusing, or it was something that you didn't realize or recognize. Because if you're looking for an opportunity to build a business thinking it's going to be easy, well, we're going to learn a little bit more about that tonight. So we are on week 13, chapter 11, building up your armor. And C.S. Lewis had this to say: hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. So if you're joining me live here in the group, drop down in that comment box, #live. If you're coming on the replay, put a #replay so that we know that you were here and we know that you watched this video. It will be uploaded to YouTube, so if you're watching the replay, you'll probably be in YouTube catching the replay. Make sure you comment on YouTube as well, and feel free to subscribe to my channel, because I have some exciting things coming for you in 2023, and I don't want you to miss a thing. So at the beginning of this book, I promised that I would give it to you straight. Network marketing is not for the faint of heart. That is for sure. It is a business of people, and people are imperfect and messy. We all come with loads of baggage, and we all make mistakes. Not everyone is going to see the twinkle in your eye or hear the passion in your voice and just automatically be excited for you. Some will ignore it, some will criticize it, and some will do their best to squash it. I wish more than anything that this wasn't true. I wish it wasn't true as part of this profession, and I really wish it wasn't a true part of human behavior, but it is. Bobby has always reminded me that every Disney movie has a villain. This chapter is devoted to helping you be prepared for some of the things that can happen and how to stay the course. Just know this: every single person has their own journey. No two businesses are built the same or have the same circumstances. God granted each of us with a fingerprint that is unique to us alone. No other human being on the planet will share that exact same fingerprint. By design, we are supposed to be a unique story and journey. Comparing our results with someone else's will get us nowhere fast. The only thing we should ever compare is our level of activity. Always ask yourself, am I in as much activity as the successful leader? Right out of the gate, I want you to know as an expert, we are not comparing. Right now, or right out of the gate, I want you to become an expert at not comparing. Theodore Roosevelt says, comparison is the thief of joy. When you compare, guys, you automatically set the stage for failure, because you can't be like that other guy, because you're not that other person. You are who you are, and you have to build your own base. You have to build your own way, your own strategies, your own plan that works for you because of your personality, because of your way of life. This is such a powerful and true statement. It is so easy to look at someone else's successes or life and compare it to our own. They are building so much faster, or they have this or they have that happening, and I don't. They just got started and have already passed me up. This type of thinking will not serve you, and truth be told, it can destroy you. In this profession, we parade people across the stage and edify the leaders. We have video clips, magazine articles, and stories all over social media today by the highest earners. Companies will give platforms to the fastest movers, and all the while you will hear, do not compare your journey with someone else's. How can you avoid it, guys, with all that media? How can you avoid those thoughts in your head about you're not good enough, you're not as good as they are, you're not great, you're simple, and you're never going to be successful? It is difficult, guys. And if you haven't hired a coach yet to help you get through those mindset blocks, I highly recommend you make a budget to decide you're going to do that if you haven't already. It seems like those two things contradict themselves, don't they? And it is hard. I know it seems an impossible task sometimes, but I can tell you that developing the skill of not comparing is a necessary skill to develop. We build our teams under the heading of duplicating, and yet we are told not to compare. There is no way that anyone can ever know the whole truth about someone else's journey. There are untold details that happen every day that you will never know about. There are things that either contribute or detract from the success that someone will have on this journey. There could have been years and years of preparation in the making to set someone up for big time success. And because there is no way we can ever know, we have no right to judge or compare. Our job is to be happy for others when they reach their goals. Our job is to stay in our lane. In horse racing, horses are given blinders. This is a binding put on their heads that only allow the horse's eyes to see directly in front of them, so they're not being distracted. So maybe in those moments when you're getting distracted by someone else's success, put on your blinders and focus on your business, your plan, your strategy. Dissect it. See what's working, change what's not working, but keep doing what is working while improving the process. The jockeys and trainers know that if the horse can use his peripheral vision to see to the left or to the right, it can easily throw the horse off course, distract him, or even discourage him. So these blinders remove the horse's ability to do anything but see right in front of him. I wish we could do that to ourselves and our teammates sometimes. Distraction is a powerful force used against us. Comparing ourselves to others is nothing more than a sad distraction. You were created to do what you are supposed to do. You were designed with unique and special gifts that only you can use. We will have obstacles and trials unique to us to develop the specific skills we need to lead our team. There are people's lives that are meant to be changed because of your opportunity, and you are the only one who can do that for them. Stay laser focused and in your lane. Your journey is for you and will inspire many people. One of the very first words my kids ever spoke to me when they were learning to talk was the word no. With all the things we speak into and over our kids, we often use the word no. We use it to protect them from things. No, don't touch that. It's too hot. No, don't run in the street. You might get hit by a car. No, don't pull your sister's hair. That's not making her feel very good. And I suppose it shouldn't be such a surprise to us that no is one of their very first words. Well, why wouldn't it be? It's one of the words they heard the most, right? In network marketing, the word no becomes something that people are terrified to hear. The fear grows so big that people freeze up and stop talking to people altogether, all due to the fear of hearing no. And there's controversy over this statement, guys, that when you're getting into your mindset to go out and prospect and you're getting those no's, they say, go for the no, go for 100 no's, because they know the statistics prove for every 100 no's you get, you're going to get 10 customers. But, that's kind of a hard thing to carry, if you ask me, because 100 is a lot, 10 is so few. So why not go for the yeses? So if you think about that in your mindset Your mindset is thinking 10, 10, 10, 10. Go for the 10 yeses. When you get a no, you just check it off and you just keep going and you don't stop till you get that 10th yes. And then you go for the next 10 yeses. But if you decide you wanted to be an actor, you'd have to do many things to pursue it. You'll need training and practice. You'd have to get some headshots and an agent, and then you must go out on as many auditions as possible. One thing that every actor or would-be actor has ever said is that you must get used to hearing the word no. It is part of that world. You cannot fulfill your dream of being a movie star without paying your dues and hearing a lot of no's. In network marketing, you will hear no more often than you hear yes, that's for sure. I heard a top leader once say, how would you like to be a profession where you can fail 90% of the time and still become a millionaire? Wow, that makes sense. 90%, 90 is a smaller number than million, right? Such an accurate statement. The word no is just that. It's just a word. You don't need to add any emotion or narrative to it. But I disagree. No carries a lot of emotion, and emotion is what drives us. And if you're getting a negative emotional reaction with the word no, why not convert it over to yes? Go for 10 yeses, go for 10 yeses, go for 10 yeses. Forget the no 100. Go for the 10 yeses and see if that doesn't change the results that you're getting when you're prospecting. Over the years, Bobby and I have done one thing for our teams to help them reframe the fears that accompany that word and make it a goal. Instead of avoiding the no's and being so hurt and impacted when you get one, we teach people to make it a goal every week to get as many no's as possible. See, and I totally disagree. Every week, go for 10 yeses. And maybe you're ending up doing 50 no's to get those 10 yeses. And I truly believe that it changes the way we feel about what we're doing. It changes the results that we get. But let's see what else she says. Try it. It's harder than you think. Instead of focusing on the fact that someone isn't interested, but if you're thinking negative again, when they say no, they're not interested, again, you've got that negative emotion, that negative thought. Negative produces negative. Positive attracts positive. So let's see what she says here. Instead of focusing on the fact that someone isn't interested, you're now focused on how many people you can talk to reach your goal of 10 no's. Okay, that's a positive reinforcement of positively connecting with new people so you can get a no. But to me, the more positive we have in our life, the greater chance we have of success. This powerful exercise has helped to set people free from the fear surrounding that tiny little word. We even did a contest once and offered $1,000 for the first person to get to 200 no's. Another thing we did to realize, you need to realize, is that no is not absolute. It just means not right now. You must continually remind yourself that it is about them, your prospect, and not you. And if they aren't ready, it is most likely a timing issue. The time for them to join you just hasn't happened yet. There may also be some skills you still need to develop or some influence you need to gain before they will say yes. But no matter the reason, a no is not always a no. It may be not yet. It's just not time for me. Bobby told our most recent enrollers no for 6 straight years. The timing was never right. Until it was, we made him a lot of money. When you know what a no means, you won't get derailed by them. And I think that it's also understanding, what does no mean to you? And if it means popping that balloon of enthusiasm you have while you're prospecting, change your mindset around the word no and make it irrelevant to your emotional state, but relevant to your action step to keep you moving forward. When you know what a no means, you won't be derailed by them. When I was brand new to this profession, I was ignorance on fire. I wasn't sad or taken by the no's. However, I was surprised by them. And I remember thinking, man, I thought you were smarter than that. See, so she's talking down to herself. It makes me laugh now. I had such a clear vision and felt so confident in my decision that I couldn't believe it when someone else didn't see it. A wise man taught me the yeses would build your business and the no's will build your character. No equals timing isn't right. No equals there is some trust or skill you still need to build. No equals there are still questions that need to be answered. So let's talk about the naysayers, the negative Nellies, and the crab talkers. No matter who you are, if you stand up for something, decide to do anything that makes a difference, or pursue greatness in any approach, sorry guys, level of your life, all the creepers come out of the woodwork. I cannot tell you why. Sometimes they are sent to help us get stronger. Sometimes it seems their only goal is to bring us down. Just like the story of crabs in a bucket. Have you ever heard of it? If you put one crab in a crab bucket, he will quickly and easily climb out. But if you have two or more in the same bucket, when one tries to climb out, one of the other crabs will pull him back down into the bucket, giving him no chance for escape. And eventually they all die. Sadly, people can be just like this. First, what other people think of your dreams is none of your concern. Instead of wasting even one more second wondering why someone has said something mean or rude or less than encouraging, you need to protect your dream. God gave it to you, and it is not to be squandered or ignored. He built it into your DNA as you were being formed in your mother's womb. It is fragile and needs to be nurtured and protected. Hold on tight. Hold on tight to it. Protect it all you would, like a baby plant. Take care of it, feed it, nurture it, water it, give it sunlight. Don't allow it to be neglected. Don't allow it to lose its meaning for you. Your dreams and goals are for you, your family, and your legacy. If people want to shoot you down for taking steps to improve your life and your future, then it certainly says much more about them than it does about you. I'd be lying to you if I told you tough times never come. They do, and sometimes they last a while. But trust me, it is only for a season. Guess what? Seasons always change. During the hard ones, hold on and keep doing the activities you know will grow your business. Stay focused on personal development and your day will come. In my career, there have been many hard seasons. Some of them felt like they would never end. Guess what? They always did. And every time I moved past the hardships of that moment, I had many new character traits and skills to take with me. The key is to make sure you are surrounded by people who are lifting you. Find the people who are going in the same direction as you, people who believe in you. You will be a better leader for having gone through those challenging times. You will grow in belief and you'll be proud knowing you have become a person with grit. And I would like to leave this disclaimer. Recognizing when people are putting you down, if it's affecting you. Yes, it's easy to just blow them off, but it's harder to really realize what damage is it doing to you if you're not dealing with it. And I want to share a story with you that I've read years ago that really struck with me. It was written by Don Mondale. The devil laid out his gleaming razor-edged tools upon a worn and ancient wooden table. He announced a fire sale and carefully marked the price upon each tool. Anger, $100. Resentment, $400. Hatred, $1,600 or $600. Each tool sold almost as quickly as it was placed on the table. Toward the end of the day, a crooked old man in tattered rags approached the man, eyed the tools that remained, but was taken back by a certain tool at the end of the table. The tool resembled the two long-bowed fangs of a viper. Its chrome-like pointy tusks caught the sun and sent flashes of blinding light everywhere. With one hand, the old man blocked his eyes from the glare, and with the other he reached for the tool. As he grabbed hold, the tool's steely needle tips nearly pierced his hand. This seemed to please the old man. He snatched up the tool and held it to his chest. With a glint in his eye, the man asked the devil, "How much for this one?" "I'm sorry, that tool isn't for sale," the devil replied. Without hesitation, the man said, "I'll pay double." The devil narrowed his eyes and hissed, "Sir, I've told you that tool is not for sale, nor will I ever sell it. It is the most useful tool I own, and I will not do without it. I wouldn't be half as effective in my work with the tool. With that tool alone, I can accomplish my every task. Now, good day, sir. Dejected, the man looked once more at the shiny tool, then slowly placed it back on the table. With a whisper, he said to the devil, "If I can't buy it, would you at least tell me its name?" A slow, wicked grin grew across the devil's face. "Of course," he said to the old man. "Discouragement." Perplexed, the old man wondered, "Why is this tool so important to you?" And the devil responded, "It's more useful to me than any of the others. When I can't bring down my victims with the rest of my tools, I use discouragement because few people realize it belongs to me. Nothing paralyzes a person and nothing stops someone in their tracks like discouragement and hopelessness. Discouragement and hopelessness are not respecters of persons. They keep the unemployed unemployed. They keep the entrepreneur who's not successful not successful. They keep the homeless homeless. They keep the sick sick. They even draw the most powerful ministry to its knees. When overcome with discouragement and hopelessness, the person can't pray, can't worship, becomes a victim of their environment. Discouragement and hopelessness drain their victims of courage, vision, faith, expectation, and the will to make a difference in the kingdom of God. If I can get you discouraged and hopeless, then I have successfully neutralized you. You are left with only enough energy to feel sorry for yourself. So this chapter talking about, in my opinion, these are just my notes to this chapter, of the attitude, I have to get up every day and go for 100 no's. I feel better getting up with, I'm going for 10 yeses today. I'm going for 10 yeses today, because that energy lifts me up. It is hopeful. It is something I know I can do, rather than looking for that dagger of no, 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 no. And I don't know if you guys can feel the difference in that energy, but I do. And maybe that's not the way you're built. Maybe you enjoy getting the no's. I would say maybe you enjoy that negative impulse coming after you because maybe that drives you. Well, more power to you. But I know for a fact that positive action attracts more positive results. So that's what I'm going for. Be very intentional about doing whatever it takes to keep your spirits up and your armor thick. And this is my personal 5-point checklist for not only building up your armor, but keeping it strong. So I hope you got your pad and paper out, ladies and gentlemen, for these 5 pieces of material that Michelle's giving us today. And the first one is personal growth. This is so incredibly important, not only for growing your network marketing, but also for growing into a bigger person than the circumstances you encounter. That does not happen without digging in and doing the work to be better. For me, personal growth has always been spiritual growth. I have dug deep in my faith and used that as the catalyst for continuing to grow and stretch beyond what feels comfortable. Intentionally seeking out my weak and blind spots and working on me, the best me I can be, never, ever stop growing. And I want to say about that one is, if you do not have a higher power, if you are not including God into your business so that he can help ping you when something comes up that you need to deal with so that you can take care of it before it gets out of proportion, I highly recommend you reconsider your thought pattern and look into adding spiritual growth into your personal development, along with skill level growth, mental attitude, mindset, and knowing more and more about your products than the company users do. The next one, number 2, is anxiety. Staying in action will keep your mind focused on the right things. I always look at my calendar for the next 30 days, and if I'm feeling discouraged, I work double time to fill my calendar with new appointments. I ensure I am not just busy, but productive, focusing all my energy on activities that will yield a return. knowing that new enrollments are the fastest way to kickstart my business. That is the lane I stay in. Staying in the trenches is what will create momentum, and momentum means you will begin having progress. Nothing will fire you up more than seeing progress. That can only happen if you keep doing the activities required to build your business. Negativity and drama cannot coexist with activity. Number 3, vision. The Bible says, without vision, the people will perish. You need to know what you are working for. You must cast that vision for yourself. When that begins to get blurry or fade, you will be susceptible to discouragement, distractions, slowing down, and losing your edge. Make sure always to have a crystal clear vision of exactly where you are going and keep it ever present. Look at it, think about it, visualize it, experience it in your mind. It is much better to give in when you have seen and felt your dream as a reality that is to come. And in the vision section here, I want to also add, I know of many entrepreneurs, network marketers, who have been in an opportunity for a while, and because they lose their vision, they don't continue to pursue their passions, they become disinterested, and they just recognize that this just doesn't feel good anymore. Why doesn't it feel good anymore? And rather than looking at what their action steps were, they just step away from the company thinking, well, I'll get into a different company. That one will feel so much better. So make sure you've done your due diligence and done your homework and know that you put everything you had into it, and it still doesn't feel good before you go move into another opportunity. Number 4, goals. Have specific measurable goals is imperative. You need an actual target to shoot for. See the target, hit the target. Your subconscious mind will go to work for you when you give it a specific destination. Write down your goals and share them with someone who can help you to stay on track and hold you accountable. Then have an extremely specific and targeted action plan to help you reach small milestones along that way. They will keep you on track for the big goal. A good compensation plan will make it easy to have specific goals to work for. Number 5, support team. This one may be the most important one. You need people. You need truth tellers. You need encouragers. You need people who can call out the greatness in you. You need mentors. You need accountability and prayer partners. These people are so vital to your success, and it just can't be understated. Be very intentional about who you surround yourself with. These are the people who are in the front lines with you when you are facing challenges. You can, in turn, do that for others when they are in need of it as well. The power of your support system can be your strongest line of defense. And I'll leave you with this. Be very intentional about doing whatever it takes to keep your spirits up and your armor thick. And, make a promise to yourself that you are not going to give up. You are going to commit to yourself that you're going to just keep moving that needle forward, asking for the help when you need it, getting the support when you need it, reaching out, and don't let yourself feel that you are alone, because if you feel you're alone, guess what? You are alone. But the truth is, you're never alone if you ask for help, and that it's okay to ask for help. So I hope you're finding this chapter inspiring, and maybe this is the chapter that you needed right now at the end of the month, at the end of the year, for you to make a decision about what are you going to do in January for your business? What goals have you set for January, February, and March for the first quarter of the new year? Do you have any goals set? Have you started writing them down? Have you written out a strategy, the step-by-step of what you're going to do every day to get you there? Well, maybe it's time for you to be thinking about that. And if you need more help, I do have my 5-week Jumpstart program that I have launched. That is an opportunity where you can come and work with me. We'll start where you're at right now and look at your strategy, look at your plan that you're working right now, and see where we can improve it to help you to get to that next step, that next quantum leap. And it doesn't have to be a giant quantum leap. It can be a leap just a quantum leap that makes you feel good, that makes you get the energy that says, oh yeah, I can do this. If I can do this, I can do that, and keep you growing and keep you moving your business forward. So Coach Margene here, so happy to have you here. I love you guys. If you're not a part of the Focus on Facebook group yet and you're on YouTube, please click on the link below and join my Facebook group and subscribe to my channel. And I will be seeing you next Sunday, where we will be going into chapter 14, where we are going to be talking about chapter 12. Next week is chapter 12, replace yourself. Week 14, replace yourself. So I'm excited to find out what that's all about. Thanks guys for being here. I appreciate you. Love you. Have a very blessed rest of the day, and we will see you next week.